Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Retro Ghetto and I'm a video game and toy collector. It's always been a dream of mine to hunt for these treasures in Tokyo, Japan, the video game and toy hunting capital of the world. And in this series, I'm going to be doing exactly that. So keep it locked to the channel as I take you on an epic 9,000-mile journey to find the rarest collectibles on the planet as Ghetto goes Japan.
Thank you.
Look at that. So, Taito Game Station, PC games, model kits, figures, video games. Oh my goodness.
So the footage that you've just seen was from the very first night in Tokyo, and as soon as I laid eyes on this 8th floor of physical media building, I knew I had to pay it a visit. So just a few days later, I headed out bright and early to go and see what wonders await on this multi-storied haven. Now, as you can see, I was a little bit too eager. It wasn't open just yet. But yeah, it did allow me to take in just the magnitude of this place. And if anything, it just built my anticipation to get in here even more. So of course, I headed back a few hours later, and this time it was definitely open. Trader opened its first store in Akihabara in 1999 and recently opened this Megastore, its headquarters. And the best way to describe it for a UK audience is like a CEX on steroids, like selling mostly used games, toys and model kits, but of course with it being Japan, although used, the items are immaculate. And every floor is full of rare and unique items found nowhere outside of Japan. So as you can see, there's just rows filled with Nintendo cardboard. As much as I'm a big Super Nintendo fan, I can't go down the rabbit hole of Super Famicom games, although very cool to see. There was also a bit of brand new games, so new releases on this first floor. And I did grab a new release, which I'll show you guys shortly. As you can see, I am back in the UK and I've got to be honest, the post-Japan hangover is real. Nobody prepares you for how hard it is to go from this to this. And to be honest, it's not just the copies of FIFA 12 or the weather, but after such a trip, also the bank balance takes some getting used to. If only there was an easy way to get some money back in my account. Thankfully, there is with Tester Up. Tester Up is an app that allows you to earn money while testing apps and games, and then answer survey questions about them. All you have to do to get started is download the app. There's a QR code on screen right now. And you simply sign up, pick an app to test, complete simple tasks like playing a game or answering questions, and that's it. It's that easy. Now, obviously being me, I decided to play a game and was able to earn money whilst doing so. And then just simply gave my feedback. It's very quick and very easy to register yourself, and you can get paid up to £80 per test, with payouts hitting your bank account within just 24 hours. Much needed. Now, if you're thinking this sounds too good to be true, don't just take my word for it. They've got over 3 million users with a high Trustpilot score of 4.1. Personally, I'd rather be earning money than doom scrolling social media. I'm about to doom scroll on my backside here. Personally, I'd rather be earning money than doom scrolling social media for hours on end. I mean, listen, it happens to the best of us, right? So what are you waiting for? There will be a link in the top pinned comment, as well as the video description, and of course the QR code on screen. Massive shout out to Tesla Up for sponsoring today's video, helping me out with the post-Japan blues. And yeah, let's go and take a look at what I bought on the first floor. So, as I say, that first floor was quite an eclectic mix. So, as you entered, they had some of the newer titles, those new releases to pull people in off the streets. It's very competitive in Akihabara to get people into your shops. And then just beyond that, there was vintage Nintendo cardboard goodness in abundance. The kind of stock levels that you never see here in the UK. Now, obviously, and somewhat unsurprisingly to most people watching, my stance on collecting Japanese games has waned a little, more so every day that I was in Japan, which we'll get to on future pickups. We'll get to on this video actually. But I do draw the line at retro Nintendo. I don't need to go down the Famicom, Super Famicom route. I've got enough on my hands collecting both Sega Mega Drive and Super Nintendo full set power systems. So I didn't go down that route, but I did pick up a nice modern game. I was quite happy to get out of the first floor with just one purchase, to be fair. I think I did quite well. And that first purchase is Shinobi Art of Vengeance. So this one's a 2025 action platformer developed by Lizard Cube, and I already know I'll love it. Having played the demo, I was eagerly anticipating this one ever since I saw its announcement trailer, and the day its demo dropped, I downloaded it, and we actually played this, I think, on some post-credit gameplay on a vlog a while back. Personally, it's my game of the year. Admittedly, I haven't played too many games that came out this year, but of the ones I have played, this is definitely my favourite. Surprisingly to me, some people didn't like the art style. I think it's absolutely stunning graphics. I think it's the perfect blend of modern retro. It takes what was so great about the old Shinobi games, but brings it up to today's standards with surprisingly in-depth combat. It does take a while to get through the sort of like tutorial areas of this game. There's a lot of learning to do, but that's just because of the amount of moves. The arsenal that you have at your fingertips on this is phenomenal, and it really does enhance the gameplay as you progress further and further throughout this game. Now, there's a few reasons as to why I bought this. So if you saw the first vlog in Japan, if you haven't seen that vlog, why, by the way, I would try and make sure to link it below, but that's the beginning of my Japanese adventure. I outlined as to what I would be looking for in Japanese games, what my criteria is to have them in my collection. Now, one of those criteria is that you can read what the game is on the spine, which this does tick that box. Also, more importantly, this game was an absolute 100% no-brainer must purchase, simply because here in the UK, and I hate this by the way, it happens so often to us here in the UK, this only came out as a code in a box. Now, I hate that. I just detest the whole idea. I wish there was no such thing as a code in the box. This is a game which, for me, deserves to have a physical copy with a cartridge inside. And also, this was just £16. By the time I converted it from yen to pounds, just £16 for a brand new game, which, like I say, is an absolute must play, in my opinion. So much so, I bought 2 copies of it. I bought 2 copies. I want to give a copy of this away to you guys. Somebody UK based that didn't have the option to get this in person as a physical copy. If you want to win this, make sure you like the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel to be eligible, and just simply comment below Ghetto Shinobi. That's Ghetto Shinobi, and I'll be sending a physical copy of this game to one of you guys in the not too distant future, because yeah, this is a game that I think deserved to have a UK release for sure. But yeah, I did quite well. Just one game on the first floor, but as I head to the second floor, things are about to get a lot more expensive.
Look no further. With our wide selection of products, Trader is your one-stop shop. If you are having trouble finding something or have any questions, feel free to ask.
基本操作をいつでも2回するとライブコマンド常時表示機能。
ぜひご来店ください。また、お探しの商品が見つからないときやご質問などがございましたら、お近くのスタッフまでお気軽にお尋ねください。親切丁寧にお答えいたします。 買い取りから販売まで秋葉原のトレーダーをぜひご利用ください。 Welcome. Thank you for shopping at Trader.
So as cool as it was to see a lot of the Japanese exclusive PS4 big box games, it was this next section that really caught my eye and really hurt my wallet, and that is Japanese Xbox 360. Now, this has been a system which, if any was going to tempt me into the world of buying Japanese games, it would be this. Simply because we were so unfortunate in Europe in terms of the power releases on 360. In my opinion, a lot of the very best games didn't get released here, and a lot of the games are perfect for my Xbox 360 kiosk. So a lot of the fighters, a lot of the shmups, yeah, these are just games that I feel like I have to own, and yeah, it's fair to say I bought a few.
One-stop shop. If you are having trouble finding something or have any questions, feel free to ask a staff member near you. We will do our very best to help you. Whether you are looking to sell or shop, you can come to Trader here at Akihabara.
So after spending way longer than necessary choosing a PS2 memory card, I was trying to head to the checkout, but it's hard in this place to go anywhere without getting pulled in, and as you can see, standard obligatory horse game, one for the thumbnail there. And even as I tried to check out, I saw these on my side. Now, you guys know I love red, so this was tempting, but I've got non-buyer's remorse with this one. This Gears of War 3 box controller works out to roughly £20, and yeah, I'm kicking myself, to be honest. I definitely should have grabbed that one. But I learned quickly during my time in Japan that you can't buy everything cool that you see. There's just not enough room in the suitcase, so you have to be somewhat selective. Even checking out in these places is just an experience. They're so methodical, they go through every game, they make sure everything's perfect for you. And even like down to the money, you can't give them cash which is creased or damaged. Everything in Japan has to be perfection. And yeah, it's just an experience and another expensive floor done. Right, okay, we're gonna have to get comfy for these pickups. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. I bought quite a lot on the second floor of Hobby Shop Trader, which actually, it turns out there's 2 of these. In fact, I think since I've come home, I've learned there was 3, but I discovered 2 during my time in Japan, and I found something that I couldn't find anywhere else in Japan when I found the second store, but that will come on a future vlog, I'm sure. Right, so the first pickup is, well, you saw me messing around with those memory cards, right? So there was these big, like, containers of memory cards, and me and Theo weren't sure if you just got one memory card or if you sort of like got the whole box for the price advertised. I think it was about £6-7, something like that. And to be honest, I didn't need that many memory cards. I just wanted this one. So this is the freshest white PS2 memory card. This was the only one they had that hadn't yellowed. I'm guessing it's one of them things that over time, a lot of the white memory cards have yellowed. Now, I was actually quite surprised that once I came back and looked into this, these are quite readily available in the UK. There's a few on eBay, there's not loads, but there is a few available here in the UK for like £12 or so, which is surprising to me because for some reason we never got the white PS2 console here. But yeah, the memory cards are seemingly available. I, of course, do have a Japanese white PS2. I'm going to get the shell swap done at some point so I can use it as my PAL system of choice. But at least when that time comes, I now have a fresh memory card. And let me know down below if there's any limitations with using Japanese memory cards with PAL games or anything like that. It's not something I've explored. It cost me £6. It's not the end of the world. It looks nice in the machine, right? If nothing else. So yeah, let me know down below if you know any information about that. But let's get into the good stuff that we found on the second floor, shall we? This was pretty much a pivotal moment for me as a collector. This is where I thought, okay, let's get some Japanese games. Now, I'm not going to go full Japanese game collecting, but I think I said on the footage there, if there's any system to do it for, it's Xbox 360. And when I say do it for, I mean breaking my rules that I've already aforementioned in terms of sleeve covers, spine, or all that kind of stuff, right? There's so many great games on the Xbox 360 that we never got here. Criminally underpowered, our Xbox 360 libraries compared to America and Japan. So yeah, I bought quite a few. Let's get straight into it. So the first one that I picked up is as Japanese as they come, and that is Galgun. So this one's a 2011 rail shooter developed by Inti Creates, and the game takes place in a fictitious academy in Japan. You assume the role of a student named Tenzu, and you are tasked with shooting female classmates who are lustfully running after you with pheromone arrows to prevent them from making you their partner. Each girl has a weak point on her body known as the ecstasy shot, which instantly subdues them. I mean, I'm having to be careful what footage I'm showing on this one. But you know what? In all honesty, it actually looks decent. It looks like a good bit of fun. This is one that I'm probably going to play and post over on Patreon. I'm not sure that the YouTube algorithm would like too much footage from this one. But like I say, just one of those interesting titles, and it was very cheap. Didn't cost me much at all. 1,600 yen, which was less than £8. If you want to buy a copy of this on eBay here in the UK, it's somewhere between £30 and £50. So this was pretty much a no-brainer. And yeah, I felt like I had to grab that one for the collection. And again, the theme with all of these is that they're kind of stand up, pick up and play, perfect games for the kiosk. That's very much my sort of drive when I'm buying these 360 games, is games that I want to stand up and play at my kiosk. And then we get into the good stuff now. So again, just games that you can't believe didn't get a release here. And this one is Vampire Resurrection. Better known in the West as Darkstalkers Resurrection, this 2013 fighter is a Capcom-developed compilation of 2 fighting classics. So on here you've got 1995's Darkstalkers Revenge and 1997's The Lord of Vampires, which are the second and third game in the Darkstalkers series. Now, it does include new features such as HD visuals, as online multiplayer, replay sharing, spectator mode, and more in-game unlockables. Now, unsurprisingly, this came out to a widespread positive reaction, but apparently it was a commercial failure, which does surprise me. Maybe a lot of people already own this one. Maybe they should have released it in Europe. But yeah, this one was 2,400 yen, roughly translates to about £12. So again, an absolute bargain. And again, if you were to take to eBay here in the UK, you're looking at somewhere between £35 and £50. So yeah, just again, another no-brainer, an absolute classic, right? You guys know that even on the PAL set, I'm going for all the fighters for the 360. So yeah, this for me just felt like one that I had to add. Now, okay, now we're getting to some really good stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you this one now, and that is Raiden 4. This one's a 2007 vertical shmup, originally released in Japanese arcades and then ported to the Japanese 360 a year later in 2008. Plays very much like other entries in the Raiden series, a series I'm a big fan of. I've been really enjoying playing through these games ever since I picked up Raiden Project a year or so ago now on the PlayStation 1, and I played through those first two entries. I've become a huge fan of the Raiden series. I also own the remixed version of this on the Nintendo Switch, which I actually played on the way home on the airplane, but that's something we'll get into in future episodes. This was a bit controversial at launch, as only one of the 3 ships available were to be selected from starting up the game. The other 2 were hidden behind paywalls, which obviously didn't go down very well. So this is the 2-disc version, so you don't only get the game, but also the soundtrack. And if you want this version of the game, I think on eBay you're looking at £50 plus. I don't think I could find this version for any less than £50. This was 3,780 yen, which converts to roughly £18 GBP. So again, just another fantastic purchase. And I mean, it's one of them, right? I started this video by comparing it to CEX, just to sort of give you an idea, basically, that it's a shop that sells used media, but that's pretty much where the similarities end. Everything's in immaculate condition, and as you're checking out, they'll sort of like go through everything with you. They'll check every disc, make sure you're happy with it, show you the manual. And they even took the time to sort of say to me, these only work on Japanese Xbox 360s. You won't be able to use these at home in the UK. Like, they confirmed that I was okay and happy with my purchase. And yeah, just that level of customer service that you're just not used to living in the UK, right? I'm used to Derby CEX. It's worlds apart. But yeah, this was just, again, of all of them so far, I think the most annoying that we never got a UK release of, for sure. Right, the next one I'm going to save for last. There's a reason for that we're going to get to, but for now, there's plenty more floors to check out. Let's get back to it. I'm kind of apprehensive about going on any more floors. I've done 2 floors of 7, and it's cost me a lot of money, like a lot of money. This place is dangerous. Okay, let's see what floor 3 brings. To be honest, floor 3 was mostly anime vinyl figures. Now, these kind of statues are everywhere in Akihabara, Japan. I respect them, I like looking at them, but I'm not a huge anime fan. It's never something I've really delved into too deeply. So yeah, it's cool to look at, but nothing for me. But the 4th floor is similar. Gundam kits, robots, that kind of thing. I'll try and come back to give you guys some overlay so you can see it at least when it's a bit quieter. But I'm going to keep heading up some floors. I mean, the top couple of floors look very interesting. You're normally not allowed to film on those floors. Like I say, to some extent I'll be relieved because I've spent so much money already. This place did not disappoint. Okay, let's go. Oh, hello. Hello. Now you're talking my language. Storm collectibles. I sold all my Storm collectibles. I never got as far as Street Fighter 6. I sold them before this one came out, but very cool though still. What else we got here? Cammy. Chill action. I've been looking at buying one of these actually. Yeah, these are good toy. Yeah, really good toy. Love that. Some of these were in B&M, dead cheap, you know. Yeah, not that one. I would have bought that one. Some of the others.
Oh, that's cool. Look at the pose on that. Oh,
Konnichiwa.
mate, I'm tempted by that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
It's a good pink colour, but nice
Yeah,
and white
yeah,
3.0.
Pops, innit? Pops. What's your toilet then?
Should put it on one.
Well, this is not a floor I expected to be spending money on, but here we are, spending more money. Thank you. Right, so unsurprisingly made a couple more purchases on what I think was the 5th floor. These are actually something I've been hunting for in the UK. Now, these came to my attention a couple of months back, and actually on a recent trip when I went to Stoke with James, this is what I went into Forbidden Planet for, but I couldn't find them. Now online, these are about £30, and these were everywhere in Japan, and every time I saw them, they kept getting cheaper. And as I aforementioned, with this hobby trader shop, everything in there, well, for the most part, is used, but a lot of it's brand new sealed, as were these. But the price, I can't remember exactly what I paid for these. You'll probably see it on screen now, but it was like less than a tenner. I think it was like £7 for these each. Absolutely crazy. I'm just taking them out the packaging now. And the first one is this Chun-Li. So what I love about these statues is that they're designed to sit on the shelf. Now, when you're someone like me that's got such a plethora of Street Fighter figures, it's getting harder and harder not only to stand the figures up and put them on the shelf, but to actually notice them. Sometimes you see 10 figures better than you see 100 figures, right? That's just the collecting disease. I love collecting for Street Fighter figures. I will be adding more to my collection during my Japan journey. But like I say, I think these add a new dimension to those shelves. The fact that you can just sit them on the edge of the shelf, I think they're going to look great alongside all the others. And I did, of course, pick up not only Chun-Li, who is modelling her Street Fighter 6 outfit, I believe, but I also picked up this one again. Quickly unbox it. Now these did, of course, have their boxes. I had to sacrifice the boxes. You'll see in later episodes, getting the stuff back from Japan was an adventure in itself. So I had to sacrifice a lot of like packaging, that kind of stuff, which I wasn't too bothered about. I wouldn't be keeping the box for these anyway. This one is a larger figure and it actually comes in 2 parts. So I'm going to try and quickly put it together for you guys. Right, there we go. And that is, of course, Ryu. I love this one. This is the one that I was hunting for. Look at the detail. Look at the cape. I mean, to pick this up for less than a tenner is incredible. And what I'm really happy about with this one and the Chun-Li is that they're the Street Fighter 6 variant. So the Street Fighter 6 iterations of these characters. I don't have any representation of these yet on my Street Fighter shelf. So whilst I do have obviously many different Ryus, it's nice to get this version of him. And you'll probably be seeing on screen now, right? Because I'm going to put these straight on the shelf. These are just great to have sat on those shelves, as I say. And hopefully they're going to release more of these, because these are definitely figures that, for someone like myself, are a lot easier to display in a games room than the ones which stand up and often fall over. So hopefully we see a few more of these released. And with that, it was time to head upstairs to the floors that are arguably the most interesting in the whole building. I'm never going to financially recover from this. Thankfully we're running out of floors, and I don't think I'm going to be able to record the next 2 floors anyway. I'm just going to pretend I've not been to these 2 floors. Nope. We'll get these down. Okay, so I very much saved the best pickup for last, and sorry to say, it wasn't from those top 2 floors. It was quite shocking to me how much of that stuff's in Japan. You'd be in like random department stores, and the second you try and peer upstairs, it's like over 18s only. I don't know if they haven't got the internet. I don't know what the fascination with the written media of that form is in Japan, but hey, each to their own. But no, I actually got my favorite pickup of the day from the 2nd floor. it's an Xbox 360 game, and it is my #1 target. So before I went to Japan, if you'd have said to me, what Japanese game do you want for the Xbox 360 collection, this would definitely have been it, and that is Raiden Fighters Aces. This one's a 2008 compilation of the vertical shmup Raiden Fighters series. It was originally an arcade series that released in Japanese arcades, and it includes 1996's Raiden Fighters and 1997's Raiden Fighters 2 Operation Helldive, as well as 1998's Raiden Fighters Jet. Now, there was actually failed attempts to port this series to both the Saturn and the OG Xbox. For whatever reason, it didn't come to fruition, so it was eventually ported to the Xbox 360, and this version offers full support for vertical monitors, so if you have the ability to flip your monitor around into Tate or Tate mode, you're able to do so. Also has online high score rankings, as well as the ability to be able to upload and download game replay data. This specific version also contains a DVD, so it's like a 2-disc version. Originally I thought this was just a soundtrack when I first picked it up, but this is a DVD which actually helps you to get better at this game. So it doesn't only offer hints and tips, but it also shows you the pros. So the best players in the world playing this game, it shows you what they do to achieve certain high scores. I think that's way off for me, but still a real nice, interesting thing to see. And I didn't actually know that there was 2 versions of this, so I'm very thankful that I did randomly pick up the 2-disc version, because this one is quite a bit more valuable actually. So this is by far the most valuable game that I purchased for my Xbox 360 collection at this store, I want to stress. So this costs 9,700 yen, which equates to just under £50. I think it's like £47, something like that. Now, if you were to take to UK eBay to pick up a copy of this, if you were looking at getting this 2-disc version, the cheapest copy available would be £115. So yeah, not a cheap game by any means, very highly sought after because it's a fantastic game. I've actually already played a little bit of one of these games because my modded Xbox 360 console, which allows me to play Japanese games on, already has this on. I've dabbled with it a little bit, but we're going to get into that a little bit more for post-credit gameplay, right? You know I'm going to be playing this on post-credit gameplay, so stick around for that. But yeah, just absolutely delighted. All in all, couldn't be happier with the pickups that I've got from Trader Hobby, and what a place. Like I say, it was my first night in Akihabara when I locked eyes on this 8-story building. And if you're wondering about the 8th floor, by the way, that's the basement, and that's like where you can trade things in. So if you time it right when you go down there, things that have just been traded in, you can sort of like grab before they hit the shelves on the other floors. But yeah, 8 floors, and I remember thinking, wow. And I was desperate to go back, desperate to film it. Hope you guys have enjoyed looking around it. But what I would say is, everything you've seen today and on last Sunday's vlog was very much just the first few days. Everything from here on out is bigger and better. I've got some unbelievable pickups coming, some genuine bona fide grails on this Sunday's vlog, so keep it locked. Do not miss that one. I want to give a massive shout out, as always, to our boy Theo, aka Slammas TV, who helped me film today. His series on hunting primarily toys in Tokyo is live now. It's running concurrent alongside my own. Make sure you go and check him out. There'll be a link below, because yeah, just fantastic content. And I'm hoping you guys are excited for everything that we've both got to bring you over the next few weeks. I mean, this Japanese series, like I say, it's only gonna get bigger and better, and it's probably gonna take me out right up until Christmas time. So yeah, hopefully you guys are excited. If you want to keep abreast of everything I get up to in Japan, make sure you keep it locked to the channel. What I really need to know from you guys is what Xbox 360 Japanese exclusives you think I still need to add to my collection, because spoiler alert, there's quite a few more going to get added before this trip's out. But as always, thank you very much for taking the time to watch. Do not miss Sunday's vlog. It's a movie. In a bit, play your games, keep it retro, take care. And before we jump into today's post-credit gameplay, just a quick reminder that I'm giving away this copy of Shinobi that never got a physical release here in the UK. Just to get involved, once again, like the video, make sure you're subscribed, comment below, Ghetto Shinobi, and you could be winning this real soon. Alright, post-credit gameplay, Raiden Fighters Aces. Now the first thing to say, it works. Having never played a Japanese game on my modded 360, whilst I thought it would work, it's nice to get proof of that, especially as I've bought quite a few Xbox 360 Japanese games to play, specifically on my kiosk. Okay, so as mentioned then, you get 3 games on here. So you get Raiden Fighters, Raiden Fighters 2 and Raiden Fighters Jet. Now, we're just going to play the OG, I think, because this is a game that I intend to put a lot of time into, and I want to play my way through the whole series. So there's no better place to start than the first game. Let's see what kind of options we get. We're going to go 60 frames. Oh, that's nice that you can switch the screen, just if you wanted to play it in Tate mode. Overscan, dot by dot. We're going to put it to the top of the screen, yeah, that's about right. 6:9, smoothing, what we got here then? We don't want it to be too smooth. I'd say probably, we'll just go in the middle, just to be on the safe side, right? Yeah, we'll go in the middle. Okay. I'm not sure extra is. Okay, that's just very deep into the settings we don't need to go into. Okay, so what we got? We want arcade mode, of course. One player, stage type. I don't know why you'd want to change the order. We're going to go in the normal order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Game mode. Okay. Normal difficulty. Practice very easy. We're going to go easy, right? I often say there's no such thing as easy on shmups. So, yeah, I think that's probably the way to do it. One player start. Yeah, let's do it. What I am saying though is I'm just going to do 1 credit. We're going to pick a ship first. That looks to be the most like medium, the most steady across the board. Yeah, I'm going to play just 1 credit, guys. I don't know how many sort of game overs I get, but irrespective, we're going to do 1. Okay, so good news. First of all, we've got auto trigger. I hate it on shmups where you have to continually press. So we've got a rapid fire. That's nice. Now this is a game I have played a little bit before, because this was kindly put onto my Modded 360 by Nikki, and it's a game that I often just throw on and have a quick bash at, but I've never really given it any real time. I've said many times before, right, I'm a physical game collector. Having the official game gives me the impetus to play these games. I've never been one that can get too deep into emulation of any kind. It's only in the physical media that really gives me the love and the desire to play these games. Right, I don't know what anything does. I don't know if some of these things just look like points. I'm not really a points player. I just try and beat the stages. Some of these are obviously power-ups as well. But I do love this game. Such beautiful graphics. And it's worth remembering, of course, this is the first of the 3. So theoretically, the worst of the 3, right? In terms of graphics, gameplay, you would expect them to get better and better. Now let's test out the bombs. Okay. I think that's the only 2 buttons, like a lot of shmups. We've got shoot and we've got bomb. Now as you can see, I've been joined by 2 sort of co-pilots. That's something that I first encountered on... what's the game? There's a game on the Mega Drive. Is it something Hawk? Tiger Hawk? I played through it, I think, last year. And you get like loads of different like fighters on screen to help you, and then they slowly die. But yeah, it's a nice touch to have those guys alongside you. Now I might be mistaken, but I think you get different weapons based on what ship you pick as well. And I think that's something that was in the advanced settings, that you can sort of like choose different like weapon layouts and that kind of thing. But like I say, that's not something I've got deep enough to look into yet. So far we're doing so good, right? Haven't lost a life. As you can see, those 2 orange chips in the top corner, I think they're my lives. Once they're gone, we're done. We're not going to be putting a second coin in, if you will. Interestingly, I did actually play a shmup in a Japanese arcade. I'm not sure what it was called. I just jumped on it. That's all footage that will come. And I just want to say, genuinely, on the 2 videos that you guys have seen from Japan so far, you've seen nothing. Sunday's episode that's coming out, yeah, we go to some very special places. I can't wait to share it with you. I don't want to say too much more than that at the moment, but just know that there's a lot more to come in the Ghetto Goes Japan series. Okay, first area done, didn't drop a life. We'll take that. Let's go. Already it feels like the difficulty's ramped up a little bit. It's such a beautiful game. I'm looking at maybe getting a Tate or a Tate mode set up here in the 3.0. With me having got rid of the PS2 TV earlier this year, it has sort of maybe given me space to get another TV in here. And what I'm thinking about doing is getting just like an LCD, like a decent LCD screen from that era. I've seen these like stands you can get where you just basically put the TV on a stand which sort of forces it to sit in the tape mode position. So that's something I'm going to look into. Obviously I've got to create space in here to be able to do that, maybe wall mount it. I have actually freed up some space recently because something in here broke, which we'll get to on a future episode. I just killed a fairy, it says. Was I not supposed to kill the fairy? I thought it was going to be like a life or something. We're on the final life now, guys, so this is it. This is my one credit. It'd be nice to get through the second level. So I've really got to be on my A game now. And one thing I often say about shmups, I like real world shmups. I like shmups like this. I like war shmups. I like Earth locations. More so than space. They all have their place, right? Two of my favourite shmups ever. If you watch my top 20 games of all time, there's two in that list, and both of them have a mixture of real world and space locations. But for the most part, I like games like this. I like the early Raiden games on the Raiden project that take place in cityscapes and Earth and war settings. That's just my bag. But with this kind of graphics, this for me is perfect. Let's drop some bombs because we don't want to die. Whoa, whoa. Okay. Right, yeah, we've got to start heading left now. Now this is automatically scrolling, by the way. I'm not choosing to go left. Sometimes on games you get an extra life once you get to a certain level of points. But obviously I don't know if that's the case with this or what kind of points I need to get to. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa, whoa. This is where it's getting tricky, right? With them guns at the side of the screen. Let's try and take them out. Can we take them out? Yes. That's a big help. Oh, okay. I might start going a bit quiet now, guys, because I've got a lot of concentrating to do. Right, let's drop a bomb. It's getting a bit hectic. Oh, let's drop another one. Oof. Oof. Oh, no! Oh, man, we must have been close to getting to the second stage. I'm not going to hit that button, right? I'm going to try one credit that. That's a game that I really want to commit to. I've spent this money on this game, and maybe even more games that you're not yet seen from Japan, that I really want to dedicate myself to, right? I want to get good, if you like, and I'm going to do my best to just get as far as I can on one credit. So as I type in my initials, I don't know, I think we did okay, right? What a fantastic game. Not a cheap game by any means, but for me, well worth the investment, and I'm proud to say I've finally come over to the Japanese games. I know a lot of people have been telling me for many years to get into it. It was just a way of me restricting my collecting, but yeah. If ever there was a time to get into Japanese games, I think it's from going to Japan. But that's going to do it, guys. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch. I hope you guys are excited for Sunday's vlog because, yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. So, as always, appreciate it. See you in a bit.